Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all in our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is 10th canto, and we'll be studying 10th canto. We'll see the Anvayas, and we'll also see Sridhar Swami's commentary first of all. So chapter wise we'll do. So let's complete chapter 1 with Anvaya and Sridhar Swami's commentary. So when we are seeing Sridhar Swami's commentary, we'll actually also refer to Vanshidhar Histika. That is known as Bhavartha Deepika Prakash. So Sridhar Swami's commentary is known as Bhavartha Deepika, as you can see here. Uh, this one. And Vanshidhar ji, who is also one of the commentator on Bhagavatam. So he wrote a commentary on the commentary. So he wrote a commentary on Bhavartha Deepika. So that's basically explaining what Sridhar Swami wants to explain in his commentary. Uh, so that's called Bhavartha Deepika Prakash. He adds Prakash to that. And actually, that's very good. Actually, it's like a supplementary book or a supplementary to Sridhar Swami's Tika commentary. Very nice presentation. So we'll do these first, and then if Krishna willing, we can come back, do one more acharya, then come back another acharya. So I'm
What is the name of that author of the Bhavartha Deepika Prakash? Vanshidhar?
Vanshidhar. It's just Vanshidhar.
Just Vanshidhar. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Vanshidhar. We'll have to see what's the full name, but Vanshidhar is there. Yeah. So purposefully, I'm picking one commentary because if we, take let's say two or three or more tikas or commentaries, we'll just stuck to one shloka, and we won't really move, And the mind is something. It may feel, we are not moving. So if we just pick one tika, then our speed would be good. We'll move ahead to the next verses, rapidly. So we'll also feel satiated. Okay, we are moving, we are making some progress, like just to satiate our mind. So we're picking. So yeah, that would be something. Okay. I hope everyone understands Devanagari Lipi, this Devanagari script. And yeah, if in case you're not comfortable, then let's do one thing. So this tika is there in English. Bhagavatam Puran, Canto 10. Canto. I'm just sharing it with you all on the group in case someone would like to see it now. It's there online, but still, just for now. Right. So we shall begin and we shall pray to Lord Krishna, Vande Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru, the Acharyas, Shukdev Goswami, Yam Pravrajantam Vetam Veta Krityam, Vaipayana Viraha Katar Ajuma Putreti Tanmataya, Taravo Vinedus, Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Manimanatosmi. We pray to Vyasadev, we pray to Shukdev Goswami, we pray to all the Bhagavata personified. Two types of Bhagavatas are there. So the Granth Bhagavat and those who have implemented or her personification of Bhagavatam, the principles of Bhagavatam, the teachings of Bhagavatam, all the Mahabhagatas, all the Vaishnavas, Katitam Akatitam Cha, those who we mentioned and those who we didn't mention, all of them, Katitam Akatitam Cha. And this verse also begins with Katita, so the very first verse. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnanam Tinasya Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rup Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Pavam Shri Vishakhan Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shrivasadi Gaurav Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Vamcha Kalpataru Krishna Kripa Patitanam Pavanam Krishna. We'll begin with a verse, part of Mangalacharanam, we'll say it, which describes how Bhagavatam is compared to the different limbs of the Lord. You might have read. पादौ यदीयौ प्रथमद्वितीयौ तृतीयतुर्यौ कथितौ यदुरु नाभिस्तथा पञ्चम एव षष्ठो भुजान्तरं दौर्युगलं तथान्यो कण्ठस्तुराजन्नवमो यदीयो मुखारविन्दं दशमः प्रफुल्लम् एकादशो यस्य ललाटपट्टं शिरोऽपि तु द्वादश एव भाति तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहितावतारम् अपार संसारसमुद्रसेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम्. I've shared the verses, these three verses on the group, so you can refer to them. The meanings are also there, so yeah, I'll just share after the class. Mhm. 10th canto, first chapter, and the very first verse. Rajo Vacha कथितो वंशविस्तारो भवता सोमसूर्ययोः राज्ञां चोभयवंश्यानां चरितं परमाद्भुतम् यदोश्च धर्मशीलस्य नितरां मुनिसत्तम. Okay. So this is an Anvaya given here. Okay, first of all, Anvaya. What is Anvaya? The shlokas, they are poetry, and in poetry especially, the elements of a sentence, like, so the subject, the doer, the object, the verb, and the other elements as well. So they are just scattered. They are not in sequence as per the sentence structure. So that's poetry. So there is no sequence followed in poetry, while creating it. So when we put all those elements of a sentence in sequence, so that becomes a prose. You know, So that process of making it from poetry into prose, basically putting the words, the elements of a sentence in a proper, sequence as per the sentence structure. So that process is called anvaya, in simple words. Okay, so that process is called anvaya. And in Sanskrit, the simple sentence structure is, first of all, we put karta, which is the doer. Then comes the object, karma, and then comes the verb. This is the main you can say the skeleton of a sentence. Karta, karma, kriya. Karta, doer, karma, object, kriya is verb. And then other elements are mm, they are considered wherever they suit or they fix in properly. So yeah, that is something we should know before we start. So that is Anvaya. Raja Uvacha, the king said. Who is the king here? Maharaj Parikshit. Hey Muni Sattama. Okay, so we'll actually do it in English. I was thinking we'll do it in Hindi, but many devotees might not understand Hindi. So we'll do it in English. Hey Muni Sattama. So, O best of the Munis. Uh, so that's Shukdev Goswami, because Parikshit Maharaj was listening from Shukdev Goswami. Bhavata Somasuryayoh Vansha Vistarah Kathitah Cha. So, you have described about the lineage or the expansion of the lineage. Basically, the lineages, the many Vansha Vistar, the Vansha Parampara of the Soma dynasty and of the Surya dynasty, the Sun dynasty and the Moon dynasty. So you have described them well previously in the previous cantos, you can say, or in the previous uh, descriptions. Then Ubhaya Vangshanam. Ubhaya Vangshanam Rajnyam Paramadbhutam Charitam Kathitam Cha. And not only about the lineages, but you have also described about the Charita. Charita is the character or the pastimes, yeah, the different activities, and what kind of different activities they are. Paramadbhutam. They are very adbhut, very astonishing, very brilliant, wonderful. We have described the wonderful pastimes, the activities of the kings of both of those uh, lineages, right? That also you have described. And hey, Muni Sattama, O best of the Munis, Nitaram Dharmashilasya Yadoho Charitam Kathitam. And you have also described the activities of Maharaj Yadu. And Maharaj Yadu, who was very pious, Dharmashila, whose nature was of piety. Shila means swabhav. The word Shila means swabhav. So Dharmashila means a person who possesses the nature of being pious, right? So in simple words, we say pious. So we have described also about the pious Yadu. So that's the first verse.
Nitarang is just also?
Nitaram is like completely.
Completely. Okay.
Nitaram. In totality, you can say. So this is Sridhar Swami Virachita Bhavartha Deepika. So we pray unto Sridhar Swami, unto his lotus feet, that may he bless us all, so that we can grasp at least a bit of what he wants to convey uh, via his tika. Like the very first verse, Janmadhyasya, he begins his commentary with few Mangala Charanam verses, and one of the verses says he compares his own buddhi out of humility uh, to the Mandarachal Parvat, right? The Mandar Parvat, which was used by the demigods and the demons while churning the ocean, the Samudra Manthan. So what happened when both the parties they got the mountain? They dropped the mountain in the ocean, and what happened? It started sinking down. Why? Because there was no adhar, there was no base where the mountain could rest. So it was sinking down. Similarly, he says, but what happened next? Then they prayed to Lord, and then Lord he appeared as Lord Kachapa avatar, and then the mountain was rested on mm, the shoulder or the backside of Kachapa, and then the kriya, the process happened of Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean. So similarly, Sridhar Swami says that, oh my Lord, my buddhi, my intelligence is also like Mandar Parvat, which is incapable of, churning the ocean or churning the ocean of the scriptures of Bhagavatam, in order to get that essence, that nectar out of it. But just like Mandar Parvat rested on you, took shelter of you, I similarly persist my intelligence, uh, to take shelter of your lotus feet so that I can uh, get some meaning or understand some meaning out of this churning of, the brainstorming or the churning of the Bhagavatam. It's similar to Bhishma Dev saying in his Bhishma Stuti, the very first verse. What is that? Ratin, Mati. Bhishma Stuti starts with Iti Mati Rupa Kalpita Vrishna. So he starts with Mati, intelligence. May my mind or intelligence be in you, rest in you. So very nice bhava, emotion. Sridhar Swami conveys the beginning of Bhagavatam. So we follow the same. Having said that, Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, obeisances unto Shri Ganesha. Vishvasarga Visargadi Navalakshana Lakshitam Shri Krishnakhyam Param Dhama Jagadhama Namama Tat Namama. We offer, we offer our obeisances. So this is the verb. Okay, we offer our obeisances unto whom? We offer our obeisances unto the one, the Lord, who is known as Shri Krishna, who is known as Shri Krishna. Such Shri Krishna is Vishwa Sarga Visarga Adi Nava Lakshana Lakshitam. Such Lord, he is characterized Lakshitam by the 9 symptoms Nava Lakshana, which are the creation of the universe, the secondary creation of the universe, and so on. So Bhagavatam deals with the 10, the topics, Vishwa Sarga Visargadi. I think in the second canto or in the first one. Um, we'll have to see. So a mention of that. So such Lord is symptomized by or characterized by those lakshanas, those characters, those 9 characters, and he's also Param Dhama. He's the supreme abode, the supreme refuge. You can say shelter. He's Jagadhama. He's the shelter of the universe. Tat to him. So we offer our obeisances unto him, such Supreme Lord, such Shri Krishna.
What are the 9 symptoms? There was just 2 mentioned.
Yeah, so it's Adi. We'll see it in Vanshidhara's Tika after the second.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's a very famous verse. Let me open it here. Anaposhanamutaya. Atra sargo visargascha, right? Atra sargo visargascha. This atra sarga. Something's wrong. Atra sargo. So this is this one. 2:10:1. Canto second, chapter 10, text 1. So these 10. Sarga visarga, sthana, poshana, uti, manvantara, ishanukatha, nirodha, mukti, ashra. So these are the 10. So Ashraya is Lord Krishna himself, and others are the 9 symptoms, Navalakshan. So it's a mention to this one. 2:10:1. दशमे दशमं लक्ष्यम् आश्रिताश्रय विग्रहम् क्रीडत् यदुकुलाम्भोधौ परानन्दमुदीर्यते उदीर्यते. The verb is so the verb is udiryate. Udiryate means like it's mentioned, it's mentioned in such a way. So dashame, which means in the 10th canto, dashamaskandhe, basically dashame dashamaskandhe in the 10th canto, dashamam lakshyam ashrita ashraya vigraham. So in the 10th canto, that Sri Krishnakhyam, the Lord who is known as Sri Krishna, he is mentioned as, the 10th symptom, or he's mentioned as the Lakshyam. Lakshya is the target or the aim or the objective everyone or all the topics are, aiming towards. So all the 9 Lakshanas, the 9 topics, they are aiming at the 10th topic, you can say, or the 10th Lakshanam, which is Sri Krishna himself. So he's the Lakshya, the target of all those 9 Lakshanas. So in 10th canto, he is referred to that Lakshyam. So we can say Lakshyam Udiryate. So he's referred to as the target, uh, which is, and that is also Ashrita Ashraya Vigraham. So Ashritanam Ashraya Vigraham. He is the Ashraya Vigraha. The um, so he is the refuge of those who seek shelter. Ashrita. Ashrita means those who seek shelter, and Ashraya Vigraham. Ashraya means shelter, and Vigraha means like a personification, the persona of. So he's the Vigraha, the deity of shelter for those who are seeking shelter. Ashrita Ashraya Vigraha. So he's the basically the 10th topic is Ashraya, that is Sri Krishna himself, which is aimed by all the 9 other Lakshanas, Sarga, Visarga, Uti, Manvantara, Ishanukatha, Nirodha, Mukti, ityadi. Then Kridat, Yadukula, Ambodhav. Ambodhi basically means an ocean. So in 7.1, if those who have done the Hari Shabda from our Vyakranam batch, so Hari in 7.1 it becomes Harav. So Ambodhi similarly becomes Ambodhav. So if you have not done yet, so this is your homework. Yeah, rapidly memorize the tables. So Ambodhav. So the ocean of Yadukula, the Yadu dynasty. So such Lord, who is known as Sri Krishna, he plays Kridat. Kridat means Krida, Leela, pastime, playing, sporting. So he sports, he performs his pastimes in the ocean of Yadukula. So if we see Krishna's pastimes under 25 years, the Prakat Leela, the manifested pastimes. So many pastimes he was doing. different kinds of different mellows, different devotees, different places, traveling, different demons, killing. I mean, this endless, countless. Basically, what we are studying through Bhagavatam and all, like basically, let's say most of them, they are part of Prakat Leela. A Prakat Leela is endless. Even Prakat Leela is endless as well, but still we can see, okay, this Damodar Leela, okay, this happened, this, act one, scene one, act one, scene two, act two, scene one, and then it's completed. At least from our point of view. But a Prakat Leela is just so endless. So yeah, so Kridat, he was sporting, he was playing in the ocean of Yadukula, and he's the Paranandam. He's Paranandam. He's the supreme bliss personified. So yeah, he's Udiryate, he's mentioned or is referred as such. Paranandam, Lakshyam, and so on. Ashrita, Ashraya Vigraham. Yeah. So if anyone has anything to say or ask, you can simply raise maybe your virtual hand or you can just say something. Uh, yeah, we'll try to discuss. So it's a discussion, it's not a class. So feel free to discuss. Dashame, but just one thing, we are not really entering into grammar. So if something of grammar, then maybe we can just drop those ones. Intense grammar, I mean. Dashame, Dashame Krishna Sad Kirti Vitanayanuvarnyate Dharmaglani Nimittastu Nirodho Drashta Bhujam. Again, Dashame, which means in the 10th canto. The verb is Anuvarnyate. Anuvarnyate means Anuvarnana. Varnana means description. So Anuvarnyate means is described. So what is described? Nirodha, the annihilation, the destruction is described. So what kind of destruction, what kind of annihilation? So the destruction, the killing of Dushta Bhubhujam, the demoniac kings. So in the 10th canto, especially, there is a description of the killing or the annihilation of the demoniac kings. Because if we remember that when Mother Earth, in the form of cow, she went to Lord Brahma in order to seek help. Because why did she go to Brahma to seek help? Because she was very much perturbed because of all the demoniac kings and their atrocities she was facing. So that was actually the Mool Karana, the main reason why she went to Lord Brahma. Yeah, Dripa, Garvita, Bhuvuj. Yeah, so it was due to the the atrocities of the demoniac kings and their armies that Mother Earth was sad, morose, lamenting, and then the Lord ultimately said, "Okay, I'll come and I'll deliver you from them." So that's why again, Dushta Bhujam Nirodha. So the Canto 10 starts with that discussion, and here Sridhar Swami also mentions that the same subject. So the destruction of the demonic kings are mentioned. So why the destruction took place? What was the cause of that destruction? So dharma glani nimittaha. So the cause of destruction was dharma glani. Because those dusht bhuvujam, those demonic kings, they were causing the reduction or the mitigation of dharma. So they were basically becoming the cause of dharma glani. Um, Dharma going down, religious principles were not followed, and so on. Varnashram dharma was not followed, and so on. So that was the cause of that nirodha, the destruction. And what was the reason? It was mentioned Krishna Satkirti Vitanaya. So we understand Krishna, we understand Satkirti. Satkirti means like the fame, the pious fame, the good fame, the holy fame. Kirti, the glories of Krishna. Vitanaya means in order to spread, in order to preach, in order to expand. Because Krishna did all those activities directly or via his instruments, devotees, and all. So, in order to expand, you know, um, propagate the glories of the Lord, when we hear his pastimes, killing this demon, that demon, how he did that. So, the glories are spreading in that way. In order to spread the glories of the Lord, Anuvaranyate, it is mentioned. Yeah. Is this a good pattern we are doing? Any comments or any suggestions till now? We are open. Anything to say here?
Good, thank you.
Okay. प्राकृतादिश्चतुर्धा यो निरोधः स तु वर्णितः तत्तत् प्रसंगतः सृष्टि संहारादि निरूपणैः. Okay. Fourth. प्राकृतादिः चतुर्धा यः निरोधः स तु वर्णितः तत्तत् प्रसंगतः सृष्टि संहारादि निरूपणैः. So in the previous verse, the the subject was nirodha. So a continuation or more elaboration on nirodha. So nirodha is varnita, right? The kind of annihilation, destruction is mentioned. It was in the previous verse, the third verse. So fourth verse says that there are four kinds of nirodhas, which are actually mentioned in Bhagavatam. So there are Chaturdha, four kinds of nirodhas, annihilation, uh, mentioned or referred to in Srimad Bhagavatam. What are they? So Prakrit Adi. So see, Sridhar Swami just says they are four in number and they begin with Prakrita. So Prakrita is one of them and Adi. So he's supposing the readers to know that okay, Prakrita and so on. But we do not know. So how do we know? So for this we'll refer to Vanshidhar, his Tika. This is going there. So there are four kinds of nirodhas which are mentioned and they are Prakrit and so on. Let's see in Vanshidhar what are they. And then um, Srishti, Sanhar, Adi, Nirupanai. So those four kinds of nirodhas, the annihilation, they are like substantiated or they are actually caused, basically executed by Srishti Sanhar Adi. Srishti Sanhar means destruction of the manifested world. So basically, the Prakrita Nirodha takes place when there is Srishti Sanhar. So this Srishti Sanhar refers to this Prakrita Nirodha. So this Adi Adi will see what Vanshidhar will say, Vanshidharji will say. So when there is Sanhar, the annihilation of Srishti, so that refers to Prakrita Nirodha. So this is just reference to one. The other will just see there. Tat Tat Prasangata means in different pastimes and the different narrations in Bhagavatam, we get to see these four kinds of nirodhas which are characterized or executed by these symptoms you can say. So let's go there. Let's see what Vanshidharji says. So this is so here. Okay. So Prakritau तत्कार्य ब्रह्मांडस्य लयः प्राकृतिकः. So this is first. prakritikah. Let's read and then we'll study. ब्रह्मणः निद्रां निमित्तीकृत्य जायमानः लोकत्रय प्रलयः नैमित्तिकः. This is second, I believe. Then देहस्य प्रतिक्षणम् अवस्थाभेदेन वर्तमानो यः स नित्य. So this is third one, nitya. And then jnanena avidyam sakaryam chitva sarupena avasthanam atyantika iti viveka. So this is the fourth kind. So these are the four kinds of nirodhas. Prakritika, naimittika, nitya and atyantika. So what are they? When in this prakriti, in this manifested world, the Brahmand, the Jagat, tat karya brahmandasya laya. So when there is annihilation of, the Brahmand, what we see, the manifested world. So that is called the Prakritik Laya. Like Srishti Sanghar was mentioned by Sridhar Swami himself, so that we understand. So that is Prakritik Laya. Basically, Prakritik, the word Prakrita comes from Prakriti, right? Like from Pritha comes Partha, and so on. From Madhu comes Madhava. Similarly, from Prakriti comes Prakritik. Or Prakritik. So we know the five elements, the Panch Mahabhuta, earth, fire, water, air, ether. And from those five elements, we have this manifested universe. And those five elements, they are called Prakriti. So from those five elements, everything is made up, whatever we see around. So when that karya, the effect, the five elements, the Prakriti is the cause, Karana, and the manifested universe, it's the karya, the effect. So when there is the annihilation of the effect, the laya of that effect, which is Brahmand, so that is the Prakritik laya. So from Prakriti comes Prakritik, and so the destruction of things made up from Prakriti is called Prakritik laya in simple words. I hope that's easy to understand. Then Brahmano Nidram Nimitti Kritya Jayamanaha Lokatraya. Okay, Pralaya Naimittika. So when Lord Brahma goes to rest, it's not that he always wakes up, he also takes rest. So when he takes rest, Nidram, when he goes to sleep, so basic, the destruction of the three planets, Lokatraya Pralaya, the destruction of the three planets, which are caused due to, Brahma's sleep. Because when Brahmaji sleep, then there is the temporary destruction of the three planetary systems. So that is called the Naimittika Nirodha. So from Nimitta comes Naimittika. From Nimitta comes, from Prakriti comes Prakritika. So from Nimitta comes Naimittika. So the destruction which is caused, whose Nimitt is Brahma's Nidra. So that is called Naimittika Pralaya or Naimittika Nirodha. So Nirodha, Pralaya, they are all synonyms. That's Naimittika. Okay. Then Dehasya Pratikshanam Avastha Bhedena Vartamanaha Yah Nitya. Now in our body, the body is ever changing. Like even scientifically, Dehasya Pratikshanam Avastha Bhedena. So there is always a change happening in our body every kshana, every second. Avastha means like avastha bhed means change in the avastha or the change in the body, and that's very subtle and minute. So so that is also a kind of destruction, because when the change is happening, so we are actually giving up the old version of ourselves, basically talking of body, not the soul, and we are moving towards or accepting the new version of our bodies. That's happening very subtly. We don't come to know that when we're just normally living. So that is also that giving up. That is also kind of destruction or annihilation. That is also called nirodha. So that is nitya nirodha. Nitya Nirodha. And the fourth kind is Jnanena Avidyam Sakaryam Chitva Surupena Avasthanam Atyantika. This is what the devotees aim for. So when, with the help of knowledge, Lord Krishna says in Gita, Jnanasi, he compares Jnana with sword. So with the help of that knowledge, the sword of knowledge, when we cut down the knots of avidya, the ignorance, along with all the components or all the offsprings of avidya, all the outcomes of avidya, all the effects of avidya, basically, and having cut down or negated avidya and sarupena avasthanam, and when we fix or situate ourselves in our constitutional position, sarupena avasthiti, as it comes. So that is also a nirodha. That is also an annihilation of avidya, and that is called atyantika nirodha. Like it is atyantika literally means like like in totality, like the total destruction, basically of avidya. So that is atyantika nirodha. So these are the four kinds of nirodhas which are mentioned in Bhagavatam in different prasangas, in different narrations here and there. Okay.
Prabhuji, just one small question. The word Sakaryam, what does that relate to in this last section?
Yeah. So Sakaryam is actually an adjective or visheshana for avidya. So Sakaryam avidya, basically. So Sakaryam, Sakarya. Sa means along with, Karya means the outcome or the effects. So along with the effects. So avidya, ignorance, along with its effects. Karya and Karana, cause and effect. So Sakarya means avidya along with its effects.
Right. Okay, clear.
Okay, so that was the four kinds of nirodhas mentioned here. Okay, we'll just do this much for today. Yeah, the four shlokas. A few more verses are there in Sridhar. So this is basically the Mangala Charanam for 10th canto by Sridhar Swami. Uh, so there are few verses on this, and then 11 verses are there. So we'll try to complete this one in the next class. Yeah, so we'll stop here.